This video is in response to Metabob's video, Remembering Eden. You basically stated that our metaphysical thoughts, or abstract thoughts, was an evolutional accident, or a byproduct, similar to the panda's toes. I would disagree. I would say that even initially, when it first started, it was not like panda's toes. Because of the potentiality of the carnage it can cause and what it already has caused throughout our time. And I would also say it wasn't an accident. I would say that it was a required consequence of the advanced brain that we were given or that we developed. It just came with it. It was part of the price you pay for having that advanced type of thinking. You also stated that we were a better animal. I don't know if you meant that in the scope of solving problems or overall. If you meant that overall, I'd totally disagree on that. I would say that we were probably the worst because mainly of our selfish nature and how common that is among us. And that's where the advanced brain becomes even more of a liability because with our selfish motives and desires, we can either rationalize them or we can mask them and hide them under layers of bullshit, whatever. But no, I'd definitely say overall we're not a better animal. We're probably the worst. And you also stated that the metaphysical part, or the abstract thoughts, was of no evolutional benefit because it created paradigms or other problems that took away from our beauty or took away from what made us human. But I would say that those metaphysical and abstract thoughts provide us diversity. And I thought I would consider diversity one of the things that did make us beautiful and did make us human. The variety among us, even though that source, that metaphysical or abstract source, can cause a detriment to our species. It certainly also adds a positive element to it, I would argue. You also made mention of Genesis, and you stated that Adam and Eve didn't ask for the knowledge of right and wrong. Well, they really did, and they did that by way of disobedience. They listened to another creature instead of the Creator. And no matter if you believe in the story or not, logically, in a way, they did ask for it by their disobedience. They just didn't know exactly what they were going to get. And you also stated that Genesis was not objectively true. That's correct, but neither is the heart of atheism. That's not objectively true either. But that's a topic for another video. I don't want to make this too long. So I don't think the abstract or metaphysical component of who we are is an accident. If anything, I think the accident would be that we've lived this far, that we've lived this long, that we made it this far, and basically because we're selfish, but also more importantly, our intellect has advanced too far, or it's gotten too ahead of our emotional maturity or our emotional stability. That might be a better way of putting it. And I'll cite nuclear weapons as an example. We're not ready to have them. No way emotionally overall are we ready to have that type of technology. But we have it. And I think it will be quite apparent once nuclear proliferation spreads around the world. It's almost inevitable. So I view the human species as a failed species, really. We are too extreme, and basically a lot of that's centered on the emotional and the void between our emotional stability and advancement and our intellect. They're out of sequence. They're out it's going too different. The gulf is widening too fast. But I could be wrong. Maybe we're not so much a failed species as we are the most risky species. And if we're able to survive this time and get that emotional stability up to where it needs to be, in the end,
we would be the masterpiece. So I guess it depends on how you look at it. I do not think we'll make it though. I don't see that. I don't see us emotionally changing that much. I think we'll get to the point where it will just all fall apart. We'll basically induce extinction on ourselves. And that's my reply. Thank you.